here.
And Amy.
And this is our review of tonight's episode of The Flash and Supergirl, kind of. Obviously, it's the Flash Supergirl crossover titled Duet. And this was an episode that, I was looking forward to, but was a little hesitant about at the same time. Because I was worried about the musical aspect of it. Obviously, I was looking forward to the musical, or the crossover stuff, because, we haven't had, Supergirl really interact much with Team Flash, even in the four-way crossover from earlier this year. But, so Amy, real quick, what did you like about this episode? And since you're not, since you've only been watching The Flash for the last, 6-7 episodes.
Okay. Well, and Supergirl.
And Supergirl as well. So she's just fairly caught up on both shows.
But, well, I thought they pulled it off really well because musicals are a big risk. Grey's Anatomy did it, and Scrubs did it, and a lot of shows have done it, and a lot of shows have failed at it.
Yeah.
But I think they did a pretty good job because they had a mixture of songs that people knew and originals.
Yeah.
Which was kind of nice.
And you weren't bombarded with songs every couple of minutes.
That was my favorite thing that they did. Was that
there's only
there
4
was still
songs,
a lot of dialogue. It wasn't overkill. I mean, I think the last song went on for a little long, but then
Barry's song.
It was cute, but it did go on for a long time. I feel like
right before I thought it was over, Barry kept on going. But I liked it way more than I thought I would. And I really liked seeing Barry and Cara interact, and especially because, I think they're the two characters, or the two DC heroes within these shows that are the most alike, or at least, of the leads, because, obviously you have, Oliver and Arrow and Sarah and Legends are, the two leads of that show, and they're similar, but they're also very, stern and serious for the most part, whereas you have Barry and Cara, who are both really, lighthearted characters, and they both, they play off of each other really well. Mm-hmm. And they're also both really good singers, as, Grant Gustin and Melissa Benoist they both came from Glee, as well as Darren Criss, who played Music Meister. And he wasn't the villain that I necessarily expected, because he came off really cheesy to me.
He came off like Glee. It was like an episode of Glee.
Yeah, that first musical number.
I liked him, though, in the end.
Me too.
I like Darren Criss, though, so that's why.
I mean, I never really watched Glee, religiously or anything. I watched, a few episodes, here and there.
I watched, the first season.
Yeah, I never really watched too much of it.
I didn't watch it when they were on it.
Neither did I. I didn't even know that they were on it until, they were cast. But, so he was really, I think it was a well-layered, he wasn't necessarily, a villain, per se. More just
he turned out to be, I think good, but he could possibly be dangerous in a future episode.
Uh-huh. Well, because I guess his thing was he even admitted, Cara and Barry were both just, brokenhearted, so he wanted to just mend their relationships, which, I mean, he did. I felt like with Cara and MonEl, she didn't watch last night's episode of Supergirl.
Yeah, you watched it without me.
Yeah, well, you were at work.
I was at work.
Yeah. But, so, I'll say Cara and MonEl literally just broke up last night, and, MonEl just already said, I love you, and, their relationship just feels too new to me, and it was too easy for them to fix it, so, to me, and obviously, if you guys watch my Supergirl videos, I hate MonEl with a passion.
Yes.
Yeah, she yeah. And I just, in this episode, I didn't mind him in this episode. I just think that it was way too easy for them to mend their relationship when they literally just broke up hours before in the show's timeline, and it was just the whole I love you thing. Just to me, it just felt a little rushed, and I think that's more just because the writers just want them to be in this relationship already. So that was just for me just the only real problem I had with the episode. But for Barry and Iris, obviously things are different because they've been together and they're full on in love with each other, and they've been together most of the season. And, they just broke off the engagement and stuff like that. And it was really cool seeing, Barry, kind of admit his own faults with what he did. Because I think that was one of the stupidest things last week that he did when he, was just oh, in order to mend our relationship, we need to break it up. And to me, that's
when couples take breaks and, try to get back together. I'm it's going to get worse.
Yeah, exactly. It was really dumb on Barry's part. And that's where, last week I said that, I'm tired of Barry making these dumb mistakes week after week after week after week. But tonight, I think because it was the crossover, the writing was better. Yeah. So because you had, Greg Berlanti and Andrew Kreisberg, who were, the people who created the show writing the episode, So you had like well written dialogue and a well written story for the episode. So Barry wasn't necessarily making dumb mistakes. So that's where I think like this episode hopefully is a step in the right direction for the Flash and just for Barry as a character moving forward, because he's been just making again mistake after mistake, week after week, and it's getting a little old. But I really like him in this episode, and I like that he was able to mend things with Iris. While I do think that the proposal was cute,
I've seen better.
Oh well, speaking of proposals, if you guys watch if anyone has seen my, well, we're engaged. You guys can see my girlfriend's beautiful ring.
Not your girlfriend.
My fiance. And so this past Sunday this past weekend we were in LA for Paleyfest, and on Saturday we saw the panel which had Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, and Legends, and it was moderated by Kevin Smith, and that was a lot of fun. And then on Sunday we saw the Grey's Anatomy panel, which is her favorite show, and for like most panels, there's a panel, and then after the panel there's a Q&A for the fans and stuff. And where we were sitting, unfortunately, they didn't have like mics for the Q&A. But one of the actors from the show was like pointing at us and like looking at us because he knew we wanted to ask a question. And what I was gonna do is I was going to like if the mic was gonna get to Amy, I was gonna like not to sound rude, but I was gonna take the mic from her and propose that way, so at least like the cast and all the fans could see. But unfortunately, they couldn't do that because the mics didn't go up to the second level where we were sitting at the Dolby Theater, and we weren't able to get that. I wasn't able to do that. But when the panel was over, we were getting up to leave. At first, she didn't even notice.
I was staring at the cast.
Yeah, and
who we met though.
Yeah, but we did. We were able to interact and say hi and get a hi back from most of the cast of Greys, which included
Ellen Pompeo,
Justin Chambers, who voiced Flash and the Flashpoint Paradox movie. Kevin McKidd, who voiced Thomas Wayne's Batman, so for DC fans.
Jesse Williams. I'm just going to start naming people. Katarina Scorzon said congrats to us.
Yeah, one of the actresses, yeah.
Jessica Capshaw.
Yeah, when we met her at PopFest from this
actually took a picture with her.
Yeah, she did.
And she's my favorite.
Yeah. And
Kyler Lee was on Grey's, which is why I actually started watching Flash. I mean, I'm sorry, Supergirl.
Yeah, and she's amazing.
And I said Flash.
Yeah. Well, this was a Flash.
Yeah.
So, but
she should have been in it. She has a great voice.
Yeah, she does. That's why I think
check her out in the Grey's musical.
Yeah, that's why I think it sucks because this is another crossover where they haven't included her because she wasn't in the crossover for Flash last season. She wasn't in the 4-way crossover, which I get because they only pulled Supergirl. But then in this episode, you have Martian Manhunter and MonEl dragging her over, which I get because fans would want to see comic book characters and not necessarily like family, but it would make sense logistically to have her sister there, not necessarily Jean or even MonEl. Because I was supposed to see Martian Manhunter and Vibe and Kid Flash, but I thought all of those things were handled really great. The fight scene and Cisco vibing Jean to the sky to fight Music Meister, and then having Kid Flash. The visuals during all the fight scenes were great. It was so cool seeing Kid Flash, Vibe, and Martian Manhunter all lined up. But we got off topic for a bit. But yeah, anyways, at the end of the Grey's panel, I got down on one knee as it.
How did we get back here?
well, because I never had the chance to actually finish the story. So I got down on one knee after the panel as we were getting up, and obviously I asked her to marry me, and she said yes.
You did.
And yeah, so now we're officially engaged, and I'm really happy about it.
Yeah, me too.
And just wanted to bring that up because I mentioned it in my Supergirl video, but now that Amy's here, I would like to have her here and tell her side of the story as well. But yeah. So back to the episode, and another thing I actually really enjoyed was seeing you had the characters of Merlyn Stein and Malcolm Merlyn from Legends and Arrow obviously coming in and singing as well. And I knew they were going to be in it, and I kind of didn't think about it, but this is kind of like a mini 4-way crossover because you have actors and characters from
Titanic guy.
Victor Garber, who plays Merlyn Stein.
That's how much I know about Legends.
Yeah, that's the one DC show you've never watched with me.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Well, it's really it's really episodic. It's like,
and it used to be on the same night as Grey's, so.
Yeah, and now that it's on Tuesdays, and anyway, but that's really cool. And then one of my favorite singers in this episode was Jesse L. Martin, who plays Joe West.
Who was in Rent.
Which is your favorite musical.
He was great in it, but I'm still upset that they didn't pay the rent for anybody who's seen it.
She has a lot of problems.
I could talk about it for a long time.
Yeah, she has a big problem.
3 hours watching that movie, okay.
Yeah, she does.
Never saw the play. Yeah. Not going to.
She doesn't like Rent at all.
I like the people, I just... It was a couple years ago that I watched it.
Yeah.
Duet.
And so Jesse L. Martin was great. And one thing that was weird though was seeing Candice Patton and Chris Wood, obviously the actor and actress who played Iris and MonEl, seeing them like together and kissing. I thought that was really weird. I mean, it was supposed to be weird because they aren't like themselves. But to me, even then, it was still weird for me because, again, I hate MonEl. And Iris is, like, my favorite character on The Flash. So it's, like, my favorite person on one show, my least favorite person on another show making out. And I'm like, ugh, I'd rather not see that. Another little thing I enjoyed, too, was when, I don't know if you picked up on it, but when they said that, you know, Victor Garber's character and Jesse L. Martin's character were together, like, she's like, dads! And Barry's like, dads! And Jesse L. Martin's like, oh, you got a problem with that?
Yeah.
And that's why I'm glad like these shows are progressive like that, you know, like little subtle things. Obviously, it's not like in your face, like oh here's this gay couple. It's like
hey, we did this for publicity. It's like
yeah,
no,
it was
just
like,
how the story was written.
Yeah, and it made sense.
That's
and it was
how life is.
Yeah, and of course you don't see that in like older, obviously because like gay characters weren't like prominent in musicals back in the day. So it was nice having that.
In Rent.
I've never seen Rent, so I can't.
He was in a relationship with a man that spoiler alert died.
No. Well, there you go. I guess maybe that was kind of like a throwback to Rent then for him. I don't know, but they were all great. The one like the Super Friends song that Cara and Barry sang, I thought was pretty cool. That was like of the two original songs. Original songs, yeah. Like where Barry's at the end was sweet. It was.
Every time he hit a high note,
we were just laughing because it's like, first of all, no one can sing that good.
I took it very seriously until those moments. Like,
until
he
tried
too hard.
Like he was
like,
like,
he did a great job. Like he's just doing what he's told to do. He hit the note, but I just think like if I was the music producer, I'd be like maybe let's
tone it down.
Take it down a notch.
Literally, yeah. But well, and also I do think the proposal was sweet though.
Yeah.
But it's like
Iris was really surprised for the third time they've talked about this.
I know, but it's like they were literally just engaged.
Like, oh my god!
Like, and it's like you guys were literally just engaged.
He literally yelled that. He's like, "You were engaged last week."
like again, it was sweet, and obviously I'm glad that they were able to fix it.
It was a really cute
proposal, but it's like I feel like it doesn't have the same impact because they literally just got engaged.
I bet you next week they'll like comment on it when they tell everyone again. They'll be like, "What? Like, are you guys actually engaged this time?" Or
and that's where like even though like this episode didn't necessarily like further the plot of the season, it did further that storyline a bit. So it wasn't just like a standalone episode that had like nothing to do with anything, you know?
Yeah.
Because they like subtly brought up like what happened with Wally in the Speed Force last week. Oh, go ahead.
No, I said ow.
Oh. I said like you were gonna say something. I'm sorry.
I mean, I can come up with something.
Well, so was there anything that you didn't necessarily like in the episode? Or?
I wish Kyler Light was in it. But,
yeah, me too.
Other than that, I thought it was a pretty strong episode.
Me too, and especially since like again, I've had the complaints in the last few weeks, which is Barry's characterization and stuff like that. And this episode was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was like good. It was a good break from the
everything that's been going on. Yeah.
Past few episodes, and yeah, I think Darren Criss did a good job.
He did as the villain, yeah, and again,
in the part he was supposed to play, he was perfect.
Oh yeah.
That's how he. I mean, even in Glee, like that's the same type of character that he played.
Yeah.
Like singing and dancing, and he's good at that. So.
It was weird because like last night, because they introduced him at like the tail end of last night's episode of Supergirl, and even then he felt like really cheesy. But I think because it's the Flash and Flash has had cheesy villains like that in the past, it didn't feel as cheesy. I don't know, but so like I think he was ultimately a good fit as a villain. And I'm glad that he wasn't necessarily a villain, or a good as like an antagonist.
But they left it open; he could become.
Oh yeah, did you know they're gonna have him
because he first of all got out of the cell, so that already causes issues for them. How would they take him down? Maybe he'll be the non-speedster villain next season.
Oh god, well, because at Paleyfest they confirmed that next season the Flash is not gonna have a speedster villain, which thank God, because we've had. Gonna be who? Oh, Music Meister. I don't know.
I think they just called him Music Meister though because remember they built their own thing, so I think he would adapt depending on what they were doing.
True.
So he wouldn't necessarily be a musical like the whole season. But
true. But like in the comics, that's what he does. Like, he makes the heroes sing and dance.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh well, that's confusing. I don't know.
Well, that did make it like somewhat realistic.
No matter what, I think he'll be back.
No, yeah, definitely. Like, I wouldn't even be surprised if they do this again next year. Because I feel like it was enough of a balance between actual story and songs that because like a lot of people were like, "This is stupid. Like, why are they even doing this?" Like,
well, people have mixed. I don't personally usually like musicals that much.
Like we just saw La La Land a couple weeks ago. I like the Grays.
I was bored. I love Emma Stone. I love Ryan Gosling. I know it was a great movie, but I don't like movies where more of its music than conversation.
Story, yeah. And that's why I couldn't get through Les Miserables. Like I watched half of it, I'm like, this is literally nonstop singing.
Super sad.
Yeah. Like well, plus I was watching it like on like a streaming site, and like
these people don't.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I love it.
No, but I'm just saying, like I watched it, like I was only able to watch like half of it anyway, so I'm like, I'm already. The Les Miserables was still alive. That's why like I'm glad this episode was only like 4 or 5 songs in total, and only like so you had a mix of like 2 original and then or like 3 original and then. But yeah, it was definitely a good episode and better than I expected as someone who's not the biggest fan of musicals. Like I didn't hate La La Land, I liked it, but like the songs took me out of it, except for like the last song in that movie. But yeah, I don't remember what the song is about. But at the time, I remember liking it. But so I think with that being said, that's gonna be it from us. So what did you guys think of this episode? Sign your thoughts in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for all the other content we put up. We just did our review of the finale of This Is Us last week. You guys can check that out for anyone who watches the show. We had very mixed feelings on it, so you guys can definitely check that out.
Angered people.
Yeah, we got a couple of dislikes.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't been looking.
Yeah. Well, so you guys can check that out if you want. But obviously we're going to be reviewing Arrow tomorrow night. You guys check that out as well. And yeah, or any other videos we'll be putting up in the near future. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, have a good one.